Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ask ServiceMonster show, where you've got questions about your service business and we've got your answers. Today's question comes from Angie. She wants to know what she can do now to help prepare her for the slow season. There's a couple ways to answer this question. And I'm going to start with saying that managing your finances over a long period of time is a thing for businesses. Most businesses have points of the year where they're actually operating at a loss. A lot of retail stores actually don't make any kind of real money until around Thanksgiving. And then, of course, the rest of the year makes up for the profit that they suffered for the entire year prior to that. You know, there's vendors in this industry, manufacturers that I know about because I know the books, running $100,000 deficit for 3 months in a row during December, January, and February in our industry. You know, it's just a fact of life. So managing your finances to cover for that, it's hard because you're rolling as much money and steam as you can into the business while extracting a little for your life and your lifestyle. I get it, but thinking about how you're going to play in December when your work kind of dries up, you got to mitigate those risks. So managing your finances is one. That's an obvious one. Another one is looking for ways to produce income during the slow season. One thing that I really like is window cleaners, typically, since they have the ladders and the scaffolding and the stuff already, or roof guys, they'll do Christmas lights during the holidays. Take them up, take them down. I think that's a great way. Sometimes you'll slap a plow in the front of your truck. Contractors plow snow sometimes. I've seen that. So just looking for different ways to supplement your income. Now, that's never going to replace your core business, obviously, but you know, it's a good way to kind of start and look for ways you can utilize your resources to draw on revenue. Now, the least obvious one, and the one that actually I like best, is the entire way that I've structured my business. My business model from the start, it's now called software as a service. That didn't exist 13 years ago. And my thought was pretty simple. I don't want to have to make any sales next month to make the same amount of money I did this month. That's it. There's no secret sauce. A monthly recurring revenue on a subscription basis allows me some breathing room in sales and marketing. I don't have to go chasing that dollar every single month. It's like the first rolls around and all of a sudden the clock's reset, right? So that was always a scary process to me as a salesperson. I didn't want to relive that as a business owner. So obviously contracts is not a new thing for the service industry, right? Having the ability to get a monthly recurring revenue and provide those services on a regular basis, that's a little more new. You can see maid services, but their services rendered every time they collect that paycheck. So this is a little different. So here's how I'm going to outline it. There's a program that Ed York built way back in the 70s, and that has morphed into a pretty good program taught by Strategies for Success at John Donne, where Steve Tobirin talks about the Stay Beautiful program. And that program is very simple, and it's basically contract structured, and you can put it together however you'd like, but the general concept is I'm going to charge you on a monthly or quarterly or semi-annually basis automatically. And then I'm going to perform once a year a deep cleaning service, and perhaps quarterly I'll follow up with you, checking for any accumulated dirt spills or stains. That's a pretty great program if you think about it. The problem in the past has been boomers and a lot of the Gen Xers just weren't buying it. They really didn't see the value in paying on a regular basis to then only have the occasional service. And what if he doesn't trust you as the contractor, cleaner, or service provider? You know, you're just going to take money over month and then go away. Now, amazingly, these programs are starting to take off more and more with the millennial market. So 35, 36 now and below homeowners are part of this ever-growing millennial market that are okay with spending $30 a month. They won't even think about it. It'll be like, okay, $360 a year, I get a deep cleaning, I know you're my guy, and you're gonna check in with me quarterly. That's a pretty good deal, and it's a great deal for you too. Now imagine, this is beyond reality, right? But just imagine for a second, if all your residential clients were on that model, and every single month your income would be pretty static throughout the year. Now, obviously that's not going to happen. So you supplement, right? You do some commercial work, but that's more regular and reoccurring as well. And the more customers you can get on a program like this, the better you're going to be in the long run. So there's a couple different ways to approach it, and there's some systems administration that goes along with it. So it's not super easy to implement. Luckily, ServiceMonster 6.1 has contracts, which will make this process easy for ServiceMonster users, and certainly it can be done through QuickBooks and other programs you can snap together. But the general idea is a monthly recurring revenue for the services that you provide. You can create your own structures, and you're going to have to come up with your own policies related to what happens when the client stops paying and you've already got some service dollars built up into their account. Does that just become revenue for you? How do you contact the client? How often are you going after those accounts? And what's the sales pitch? The most successful one I've seen kind of looks like this. At the end of the first cleaning, you're showing Mrs. Jones the bill. And then you're telling her about the regular maintenance benefits of her home, right? Getting her windows cleaned regularly, the soft wash done regularly, the carpets cleaned regularly. And of course, she just got her carpets cleaned, so she understands that value a little bit. And then you give her a discount in exchange for her signing up with a promotion. And this promotion is, call it whatever you will, right? So their contracts or Stay Beautiful program, or come up with some sort of catchphrase that works with your branding of your company. And then you're going to say, Mrs. Jones, look, I can reduce this estimate by 15%. And in doing so, then I'll get you on our regular cleaning program. Next month, I'll take, $30. And then every month after that. And then from that point forward, that's all you'll ever pay is $30 a month. I'll call you in 3 months, making sure there's been no accumulated dirt, spills, or stains. And every time I do, we'll check and see whether or not you need a cleaning. And then when a year has gone by, I'll make sure to let you know, and we'll get that deep clean scheduled. That's a pretty effective pitch. Mrs. Jones, the millennial, eats that stuff up. Mrs. Jones, the Gen Xer, 50-50 shot. The boomers, far less likely, depending on the community. I have seen this work in a handful of pockets, but it is very small. The pitch is very good. The whole team, the mom and pop, is really bought into this hard, and so they're making it work just out of sheer willpower until it starts getting legs of its own. That's it, guys. I just wanted to kind of make sure you understood that that is a thing now. Like, I know maybe some of you, this has crossed your path or crossed your mind before, didn't necessarily work out, or you knew the numbers were going to be low, or the administration was going to be a headache. I am seeing this stuff explode even with new cleaners in new markets. It's pretty incredible. So get in on it and take a look at ServiceMonster 6.1's contract feature for the support. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, go check out the demo, give us a call.